Okay, so Najla, they got you in? Okay, good, good, good. All right, all right. Let me pull my stuff off the screen. And my Discord. We're going to share screen one. All right, so we should be. And let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and let everybody in the room so we can get everybody in place. All right, I think we've all gotten into the room. What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? Let's go ahead and push this to StreamYard if we haven't already. Let me know if y'all are having any trouble, customer happiness team. I turned the sound on at least for the first couple of minutes just so we can hear if somebody's trying to get into the room, but I will turn the sound off once we get going. All right, all right. So I'm excited to get to doing some more AI artwork. Apparently, this is something you all love to do. Customer happiness, can you let me know whenever we are live so that I can make sure that we don't leave anything off? And for those of you who are in Craft Quit, anything that I develop tonight, you all will have access to that artwork. And of course, you're welcome to follow along with me, ask questions because you're in the Zoom room. Please do not be shy. Use this as an opportunity to tap in with me, okay? Let's see. I'm not seeing any of the chats. There we go. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we are live. Good deal. So what we're doing tonight is for Craft to Quit. One thing that I wanted to do was make sure that we have some variations on our Thursdays of the things that we are tapping on and making sure that they're helping you move the needle in your business, giving you cutting edge technology, giving you the tools that are going to help progress you past your competitors because you're staying on the cutting edge of the technology, of the automations, of the design world, all of those good things. So everything that we do on these Thursdays, hopefully you can tune into live so that you can actually interact with us. If you are in the VIP Craft to Quit program, you're in the Zoom room and not on YouTube. But what I do is a bonus for YouTube. I allow YouTube, I can't interact with you because I can't even see your comments or anything, but I do interact with the folks in the room. So if you want to come onto the Zoom room, make sure that you ask customer happiness how to get into the Zoom room by joining the Craft to Quit program, and making sure that you have access to all of these cool opportunities to work with us. All right, so as always, I'm always ecstatic about AI, and AI is one of the topics that we're getting into tonight. But what I want to make sure that we're doing is we're utilizing the AI. Okay. We're not just creating artwork just because it makes us happy. We're creating the artwork with a purpose. So most of you all are doing custom apparel, or you're doing designed apparel, whether it be DTF, sublimation, all over design, tumblers, you name it. I know that you all are doing a lot of different products, but I want to make sure that we are creating images and themes that are going along with what's selling right now. Okay, so we are working on that tonight. All right, and just for a second, I'm going to chime in. We are, yep, I was just making sure that I could hear myself over there. All right, all right. All right, so I'm closing out of YouTube. YouTube, I will not be able to see your comments. I just wanted to make sure you were there. But I definitely want, listen, I'm going to say this to my craft to quit folks. I love y'all, but I need y'all to interact with me. Okay, you're in this room for a reason. I want to make sure that I'm answering your questions and helping you get to the next level in business. So I'm going to be making sure that you interact with me. Okay, especially if y'all want to get these files that we developed tonight. Is that all right? If that's all right, go ahead and give me a 100 in the chat. Go ahead and let me know if that is all right. And if it's not all right, it really doesn't matter, because I'm still going to make sure that you're interacting. The reason why is because when you are literally paying for a higher level of mentorship and access, you should be using that access. You should be asking your questions, and you should also be using this in real time. Okay, so if you have the ability, if you have Midjourney right now, I don't even mind you getting on Midjourney and running these same prompts and doing the same things that I'm doing, so that you can ask questions in real time. Okay, and I will make sure that I drop that in the chat. And customer happiness, do we have a working document? So that if I put my prompts on it, that way the Craft to Quit team will have the prompts in real time, and then also on the back end of the academy. All right, and in the meantime, I'll just drop them into the chat, and then you all can put them in a working document. All right, let's go, let's go. So one of the things that I wanted to get into was creating designs, but I want to show y'all a super cool trick that you can do, where you can pretty much use the same style and get different images, right? And it's using brackets. Okay, so we're going to try that out ourselves. First thing I want you to do is just try the prompt without the brackets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it up over here on my other screen. Give me just a moment. Okay, and we're going to try a prompt out. I can find my prompt. There we go. So I'm going to try a prompt out without the brackets, and then I'll get to show you what the brackets actually do. And I'm going to turn my captions on, just on my view, so it quits covering up my screen. All right, so of course we know in Midjourney by now that we're going to start with the Imagine prompt. So I'm going to go ahead and type in Imagine. And I have a prompt here. I'm going to actually paste this inside of the chat for you all. Now, the reason why I want you to see what this looks like without this first is because these brackets allow you to input multiple subjects. And what it will do is it'll have a Halloween beautiful Black female witch, a Halloween pumpkin, a Halloween witch, a Halloween skull, a Halloween bat, a Halloween ghost, a Halloween cauldron. So the idea of those brackets, of the curly brackets, is to be able to allow you to generate many different images and subjects with the same type of style and description. Okay, so if you're looking to create images that flow and go together, this is going to be a go-to technique for you. Okay, now I'm revealing this because I want you all to make the most of your time, but I also want you to know that it does use up more credits. So the reason why I say the first prompt that you run, you may not want to do the brackets. You may just want to do a Halloween ghost or Halloween bat, just to make sure that it's going to generate a type of image that you want. And I want you to notice also that I have in the style of, I have light magenta and light blue. So maybe the reason why I'm doing the light colors is because this pastel kind of thing is really popular right now. So in this case, I'm going to say light orange and light purple. Okay. So light orange and light purple, and then it's got a nightmarish illustration, realistic watercolors, detail shading, detail character design, spooky, so that it gives it this kind of aura of maybe like the waves and the kind of smokish kind of settings. And then I put white background because I wanted to isolate on a white background. That way we can pull it off of that white background and maybe use it as a subject image in our sublimation or as the main printed image in our DTF designs. Okay, so I'm just giving y'all a breakdown of why I'm describing it this way, and we are going to let it go. I'm going to hit enter, and what's going to happen is going to give me a prompt, kind of like, are you sure? It's asking me, is it sure that I want to do these 14 prompts at once? Because it is going to use up 14 of my credits doing so. So I want to make sure that I say yes and just let it roll. Oh, yours gave you a limit. Okay, so I have like the highest level, but if yours gave you a limit of 10, then you can basically take those things in the bracket and do no more than 10. I would say just start with 4 just to make sure that you can do it. But do you see how it's rolling for me right now? And I think I have 14 in there. You got yep, the $30 one. I think that is their mid tier. They have one for $60, and I think they even have one for 120 now. Okay, so the purple and orange, I'm really liking the purple and orange. I think it's giving me the Halloween vibes. Y'all, look at these things that I'm coming up with. And the idea here is that I want it to be similar in style. So while this is developing these images, I'm gonna scroll on up to, oh Lord, I have all of these windows open. I am tripping. All right, I am definitely tripping with all these windows open. All right, so I'm gonna scroll all the way up and kind of show some of the images that were created earlier. And I think I have my turbo mode on, so it's supposed to be going faster, but I also have all these windows open right now and I'm streaming, so it may not develop my images as fast as I want. I also want you all to notice that we are using the style or the mode. What mode are we using? I believe we're doing the 5.2 mode, and you can change that mode, and I'll show you how to change that mode in a second, because the more recent mode does give more detailed graphics, more photorealistic graphics. So if you want to go back to where it's a little more basic, you can go back to 5.1 or even 5.0. You could even use some of the other modes like the Niji mode in order to get more cartoonish or anime style images as well. But I'm really, really liking these. Of course, we have to upscale the ones that we like, but in my situation, I think I also, you see how we see these images that are cutting off here? And even this one that has the paint here, I would still bring these into Photoshop and clean them up because I don't feel comfortable selling the image just like that. So let's say, for instance, I like image number 2. I would take image number 2 and upscale it. And then I would bring it into Photoshop and use some of my brushes to clean it up and make it a true PNG image that could be downloaded and used in collaboration with text, or maybe even just the image by itself. So when you hit upscale, it will make the image bigger, and it'll make it a single image instead of this 4 square image here. So any image that I really like, I would go, okay, well, I want to upscale maybe 3, because this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So maybe I upscale 3. 4 looks really like ghoulish and stuff, but it's kind of a little too much for me. But it depends on what your end use is. I think it came up with some really creative representations of the ghosts. I think that was pretty cool. And even the jack-o'-lanterns here, I think that is really creative. How it's using the purple and orange tones to create. Or actually, this one is using, I think, pink and blue tones. All right, so our skeletons here, I'm really liking the skeletons. I feel like we can do something with that. We have a cauldron here, so that was in our prompt. The word cauldron was in there. Even the broom. So this one with the fall style in the broom. This one, I don't know if I'm feeling the flowers, but I definitely like 2 and 4.
This meeting is being recorded.
Thank you. All right. And also have like the potions and the skulls and things of that nature. I think you all can see that we can get a lot of different images with the similar styles with this prompt right here. So I want you all to try this prompt out. So the working document needs to not have, it's fine. You all just use the if the working document does not have, it should have access to everyone. Let me know if that works out. And if not, just copy and paste the prompt. I'll paste it in here again. I'll paste it in the chat again until you all can have access to that. Let me see if I can change. I don't know if I will be able to change the restrictions. Anyone with the link? I think I just changed it, loves. Okay, let me know if you all have access to it now. Anyone with the, okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, all right. All right, good deal, good deal. Okay, so I'm just taking you through some of the images that were developed with the prompt, and then I'm going to scroll down because what I did with the latter images is I changed out the colors. So this time I told it to do purple and orange. So it's giving me similar themes, similar images. Some of them are still developing. Okay. And you see that that's giving me purple and orange hues. So I could really keep doing this with different colors in mind. Like if I wanted a certain set of graphics with colors, and I would be able to keep generating images. And each time they would be different. Although they're doing different colors, it's going to generate something different each and every time. So therefore you end up with some really unique images, okay? And unlike, some of the things that you're finding on Etsy where it's the same graphics over and over again, everybody's using the same stuff and everybody's printing and pressing the same thing. Now you have a way to even use a similar theme, but to make it your own with the artwork that you're creating with artificial intelligence. All right. All right. These look good. Look at this skeleton with the suit on. All right, so, and then this is, remember I said that upscaled image. So I would bring this into our into Photoshop, not Illustrator, and I would actually clean up this here. So I would open in browser just so I can grab this graphic. And then I would right click, save image as, go ahead and save it as my downloads. Okay. And then I would open that up in Photoshop. And if you will have the updated version of Photoshop, the updated Photoshop now allows you to do generative fill without having to do the beta version. So it is live. I want to make sure that you all update your Photoshop version so you have access to that. All right, and I'm going to pull up my Photoshop over here. So this is why it's helpful. Even if you have access to AI and you know how to generate these images, you're still going to have some understanding of a Photoshop or some type of graphic design software so that you can do something with this. For instance, I feel like that's cut off down there and I don't like it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to use my crop tool and then I'm going to let this prompt get out of my way. I'm going to pull this down and expand it a little further here. Okay. And then what we could do is we could actually select this area here and tell it to do generative fill just to see if it will complete the rest of this image. And sometimes it does well, sometimes it doesn't. It is artificial intelligence. It's not necessarily going to know it all, but it does do some wonders. She is a pretty witch, isn't she, Samela? She's gorgeous. All right, so let's go ahead and let that do what it does. Okay, so I'm going to It thinks it's against the guidelines. Why? Because it's right down there in her chest area. So it's thinking I'm trying to do something inappropriate. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to hit generative fill again. This time I'm going to hit a period and then hit enter, and it should bypass that whole censorship issue. So we shall see. And I could have brought it up a little bit as well. So see how it gave me like a little more image to work with. Now I'm still going to clean this up, but at least I don't have like a hard line to work with. I have a little bit more of the image to work with. So now I can say, okay, well, do I like this, or this? I think I'm going to roll with this one because it's going to be easier to clean this up. So once I have what I want, I'm going to right click and tell it to rasterize that layer. I'm going to merge this down so that this is all one layer now. And now I have something that's easier to turn into a t-shirt graphic. So what you can do is you could tell it to remove the background here. You can also tell it to select subject. That is also using AI inside of Photoshop. So let's see how well it does. Personally, I still feel like Photoshop has a lot to um, to help. Like it needs some help when it comes to still removing the background images here. So I'm going to tell it to refine here and see if that gets some of those details out. And then also you can choose an option here to decontaminate colors. And sometimes that will help out as well. It's a little confused on this light pink versus the white. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it do a new layer, the mask. And that cleaned that up quite a bit there. And then I'll delete this layer mask so you can see what it cleaned up. And it kind of got rid of some of my paint that I actually want to keep there. So another option is to use a program like Remove BG. And I want to show you all why sometimes I prefer to use options like that. And I'm going to need to save this as a PNG because we added that stuff down to the bottom there. So I'm going to save as, and we'll save it. You have to go to save a copy, save it as a PNG. Actually, I'll save it as a JPEG. Here we go. And then that way, when I bring it over to the browser here, here we go. And Remove BG to me does a better job, even like the Canva background remover to me does a better job than the Photoshop when it comes to getting rid of some of that extraneous white, especially when it's in the hair or it's some small details. Sometimes it gets rid of too much white. And let me see, did I put the right image in here? I did not. I need the JPEG version. Make sure I saved it. Oh, it did never save because my option popped up over here. All right, and I'm going to try this one more again. And this one will do the full image that we just created the extra paint in. And there it goes. That's a little bit better now. And I do have an account. I'm going to download the smaller version of it and allow us to open that up. And for me, it does a much better job at getting like around the hair here. And then we'll go ahead and compare it here. And of course, this is a low resolution version of it. Uh-oh, that's not the right one. Let me refresh here. There it goes. And then Photoshop this is with me desaturating the colors and then also doing refined hair. But even without those additional functions, the Remove BG was able to get more of the hair details and more of that white out of the background without having to use the desaturate and the refined hair functions. So for me, I do believe that here's another option you can do too. You can tell it when you get ready to do your selection. Let's go ahead and just select the magic wand here. At the very top here, you have an option to use the device, which gives you quicker results, or you can use the cloud. If you use the cloud, it pretty much does the same thing that Remove BG does because it's actually using AI to understand what it should be cutting out and not. So then you can hit select subject after you selected the cloud, and it will do its best to find the main part of the image. And then of course you can add a layer mask and it cleans that up a lot better than if you don't use the cloud for the detailed results. So that's just a little tip there too. And of course, now this image is pretty much ready to add text to it if you want to. Of course, you can also use this in a compilation with other background elements and things of that nature so that you can create a composite image or basically like a collage. So let's do that with a couple of our images here that we created. Let's go back to our Discord here, and let's say that we want to combine a couple of images here. So for instance, I like this haunted house. Which one do y'all think? 1, 2, 3, or 4? I'm gonna let y'all help me. I said I was gonna make this interactive so you all would help out. I know y'all are over there AI and too. And don't forget, we have an AI class on Monday. We're going to start doing this every single Monday. We're actually going to co-work together, meaning that what we're going to do is everybody is going to be, y'all are going to be in the room with me, like the Discord that I'm in right now. You're going to be in the same Discord room with me. And then what you'll be able to do is create AI artwork with me. I'll be giving you all the prompts and everything. Monday, we are going to do embroidery style Christmas images. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. But basically, we're able to generate hundreds of images together so that we're not using up all of our credits. We get some ideas, we get things going and flowing together, and then we have an arsenal of graphics that we can use for any upcoming projects. So if you're interested in doing that, it's only $27. So I'm going to do this every single Monday so we can co-work together, so we can actually get some work done together. And then anybody that's in that course, for those $27, however many images we generate together, you get to keep those images. So if we generate 200 images, you get those for $27. If we generate 500 images, you get to keep that for $27. And everybody's going to work through this session together. I've never seen anybody do anything like that. I think it would be fun. I think it would be a smart way to use group economics. So I want to make sure that we're not only just having fun with AI, but we're also utilizing this for business. All right, all right. And Nancy, for some reason, love, your message is not going to everyone. It's going directly to me. So you might want to change that to go to everyone in the meeting. Okay. All right, all right. So I'm seeing 1, 3, 3, 2, 3. So I got mostly 3. So 1, 2, 3. 3 it is. Let's go ahead and go with 3. So what I'm going to do is upscale 3. Boom, boom. Let that upscale. And then I'm going to pick a couple of elements here. So maybe I'll get a cauldron. Let's say I want to go with which cauldron? 1, 2, 3, or 4? It's okay, Nancy. Okay, so far I'm seeing mostly 2s. All right. 2 it is. Let's go with 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and upscale 2. And then let's see, because we're going with the purple and orange theme. let's pick one of our witches here. Which one? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Okay, everybody says 1 so far. Oh, y'all are unanimous with this one. So 1, okay, cool. So let's upscale 1. And then we'll have an alternate image here. So of these witches, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which one do we want to upscale of this one? Oh, we got a little mix here. I got 1, 3, 4, 2, mostly. I'll say there's the tie between 3s and 4s, or mostly, I think it's 3. I think 3 got this one. 1, 2, 3. So let's grab 3 and let's upscale number 3. And this one is still going. I don't know why it's still going, but I also, I've been pressing it. I told it to do 14 images at one time, so I can't be mad if one of them is stuck a little bit. All right, so now we have some elements. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see that my upscale images are down here at the bottom. So what I like to do is open them up in the browser. So we'll have that one. And I'm going to go ahead and grab them all at once. We'll go ahead and open that one in the browser too. That's our cauldron. Let's do our witch number 1. And then our witch number 2. And let's go ahead and open this one in browser. All right, so once we have it open in browser, you'll see that we can save the image. And I'm just saving it as whatever it saves it as for right now. Now, technically, you can use these as they are right now, but what I like to do is I like to upscale my images. I think it's necessary if you're going to be printing it for anything larger than like um, even a t-shirt. Technically, you should still be upscaling these images. There is an image upscaler that I have. I use Topaz. AI, but you can also, there are some ones that you can use online, even some free ones that you can use online. I'm just like, I like my tools. If I am professional with something, I like to use my actual tools. So I'm going to show y'all. Actually, there's a way in Photoshop to do it. Let me show you the way in Photoshop. I personally think, let me show you Topaz, because Topaz is fire. It's worth the money to me because it upscales so well. And I'm kind of afraid to do this update right now because I don't like doing updates while I'm live. So we're gonna go with whatever it is and I'll update this later. So I'm going to drag and drop, or you can select your images here. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's gonna pull these in. And what I want you to notice is you can zoom in. And I want you to notice what this thing does. Let it work its magic right now, because you see how you can see pixels in here. What the upscaler does is it cleans those pixels up. You see those little squares, and you see how smooth it is on the right hand side? That's what an upscaler does for you. So you may think these images look good, but if you're trying to print them in any kind of larger scale, they are going to give you issues. So if you upscale it, you have an opportunity to clean that up. You can even upscale it by 4x. The maximum, I think, is either 6 or 8x. This is actually really good right here, especially for what we plan on using it for. So I'm just showing you the difference between if I don't upscale it and if I do. Okay. So typically, all images that you develop are not going to be upscaled, and you're going to have to do a little something to clean them up. So I can go to each one and see what these settings do. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so I can show you what it does. Okay. And I zoomed in a little too much. Okay. So you see how that cleans that up a little bit. And there's some settings. See how smooth that made that smoke appear right here? There's some other settings that you can do to remove noise, sharpen, etc. I'm just leaving it on the default right now because the default is on AI artwork generation. And you can even see, let's zoom into that eye. Now I want you to see what happens there. Let it kind of do its work. It's thinking right now. It's actually, it can detect that it's a face. So it says recovering face right now. So it's detecting that it's a face so that it can do the best type of upscaling based on the facial detection. Thank you, Destiny. I'm glad that you are loving this. So this upscale program is called a Topaz Photo AI. And it's a standalone program, but it also works with Photoshop. I like to use it on its own though. All right. All right, all right. It says it's recovering face. Let me turn that off for a second. There it goes. So I want to take that off. There it goes. So even if you have like old images that are like, of bad quality, this can help out with that. Right now, I want y'all to see that if I don't have this, see how grainy that looks and how smooth and clean it looks whenever I upscale it. That's a big difference there. And let's say if I knew I was going to use this for like banners or backdrops, maybe I want to do the maximum upscaling, but because this is just for t-shirts, then we can pretty much use this 4X model here. Also, like I said, you have some options here where you can remove noise. You can sharpen the image. Sometimes sharpen it adds extra details that you really don't want. And see how it's like even smoothing out around her lips and her nose. I'll zoom in a little bit to give you that detail there. You see that? Hold on, it's taking its little time again. I'm pushing my processor, if y'all don't know, because I'm upscaling this thing to like bigger images while we're going live and also while we're streaming. So it is taking a little time here. And then let's go to our other image here. You see how we have some of this pixelation here. And then what I want to do, if I turn recovering face off, it tends to go a little bit faster. But if I turn recovering face on, it will notice that those are facial details and do its best to recover those details. Okay, see how I was smoothing that out there? Boom. That's going to look much nicer printed. Much nicer. Let me just give it a moment to catch up with this. You see that? All those pixels cleaned up. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell it to go ahead and save all 4 of these images and place it in the original folder. It'll have the word upscale after it, so I'll know that it's the upscale version. Let's see, the Topaz Photo AI. Let me give you the right one because Topaz has a lot of different, let me type it in. Topaz Photo AI. Make sure I give you the right one. Because they have a photo AI, they have another one that I was trying out. It was called Gigapixel AI. But the reason why I got the photo AI is because I think it had like a better upscaler to me. So here, I'm going to pull this up on the screen while this is working. I think it says it's all done. All the upscaling's done. So let me pull up. And this is why I love for y'all to be in the Zoom room because y'all are asking all the right questions. I wouldn't even know to be showing y'all this stuff unless you're really asking these questions. So thank y'all for showing up for yourselves tonight because this is why you're in the room. All right, so this one is the photo AI. Open that one in a new tab. That's this one. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat. And customer happiness, if you would put that on the working document for me, please. I think it's $99 for like the life of it, or maybe it's for the year. I can't remember. I lied. It just changed. Didn't it just say 99? Didn't it say 199? I think there is a version that's $99, but it might have been the gigapixel one. Let me type that in and see. Gigapixel, because they have a gigapixel AI too. That's the one that's $99. So they have the gigapixel. I tried that one first, and I ended up going with the photo AI because to me it did a lot cleaner details with photos and the AI artwork because you could tell it if you look here on the settings. I can tell it whether this is for high fidelity, low resolution, standard, or graphics. So it's basically using that type of AI model. So if I tell it that this is graphics rather than standard, it will give me a different output. If I tell it's low resolution, different output. So basically it's just using a different AI to determine how it should interpret the details and fix it up for you. But yeah, this one even has an option to preserve text, like if there's writing on the buildings, or maybe it's a book cover or something like that, and you're trying to preserve the text, the AI will recognize where text is and try to keep it clean around those letters. So, like I said, my go-to was this one. This one is a little more expensive, as well, it's twice as expensive as the other one I showed you, the Gigapixel. But the Gigapixel is a good solution too. I did have that one first, and then and it gives you some examples here. See how I was upscaling these photos? So yeah, y'all go ahead and get into that. All right, and you got the new link. Perfect, perfect. I'll put the Gigapixel one in there too. The Gigapixel one is like my secondary choice. That one is more budget friendly. That's $99. And then I want you, before you buy either one of them, I did a trial. So do your trial, try it for free. I think that you'll be able to do this one as a trial too. You may have to find the trial. Yep, try for free. Okay. And I would suggest that you try one, get used to it, wait a couple days, and then try the other one so that you get the most out of your trial time. Okay. Because I think it's going to give you like 7 or 14 days. But what'll happen is when you try to upscale it and save it, it's going to watermark your image or something like that. So at least you get to play with it. All right. Okay, so let me get on to doing our compilation image because I want to show y'all how to do that before I leave tonight. So let's say we're going to design an image here. I'm going to go File, New, and I'm going to go ahead and tell it that I want to do a 13 by 19 at 300 DPI or PPI, same thing. I'm going to do this RGB. All right, so that's my 13 by 19 style image. But of course, I have a few images here that I want to drop in. I'm going to go to my downloads here, and I believe my upscaled images should be there. Okay, you see how it has the word upscale after it? So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are my 4 upscale images. I'm going to drag and drop. And for this one, I'm going to go ahead and use the Adobe background remover just because we're already inside of here, and I want to give Adobe a good little try. The background remover in Adobe Photoshop has gotten better. I will tell you that because I used to never use it when it came to that or Remove BG. I would use that Remove BG every time. All right, especially when it came to like details like the flames or hair, that sort of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to my magic wand tool or whatever's over here. If you have your quick selection or your object selection, either of those would work too. All right, I'm going to go to the drop down over here by select subject, go to cloud, and I'm going to tell it to select subject. Let it do a little bit of thinking here. It may be a little confused, especially down on the feet, whether it's going to keep that stuff down there or not, but that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and add my layer mask there. So that's my cauldron. And then I'm gonna show you a different a way to tell before you actually accept that layer mask. You can again go to the cloud to select the subject, and then you can come over here to select and mask, and see how I don't like that. I'm going to see if I can decontaminate these colors. All right, so I'm not liking the white that is keeping in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell it I don't like the white. And it's not doing enough for me. Let me go ahead and change the size of this brush a little bit. I can also use, for instance, some of the tools over here to change my layer mask. This is the object selection. Let me see. I'm going to tell it to do cloud one more time. And it's going to save over my selection. And then I'm going to tell it to refine hair because sometimes those details matter. And then usually my next go-to is to tell it to decontaminate colors, but it already did that. I really do not want this white in here. So I'm going to keep telling it I don't want the white until it figures out that I don't want any of the white. You see, I was getting rid of some of my other colors too. Let me change that brush size back down. I'm gonna go back again. Okay, there we go. Just being a little picky here. There we go. So I'd rather that than to have all of that extra white, especially if I'm printing sublimation, none of this matters really if I'm printing sublimation, other than just to have make sure that you have a clean white background. However, if I was doing DTF, I can't have all of that stuff on the outside. It would look like absolute trash. So you want to keep that in mind too. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and output this to a new layer with the layer mask. Okay, so now that is my new layer. And I'm going to go ahead and drag this to the back. And then of course we have our haunted house here. What I'm gonna do, same thing here. I'm gonna take off the hard edge, and then I'm gonna tell it I wanna do a cloud selection, select the subject, and then again, I'm gonna go to select and mask because it allows me to see better. And it selected a little too little, and I'm going to add some of my selection back here and see if it understands what I'm asking it to do. And it's because we got these pastel colors and then we have high contrast. So it's having a difficult time determining what should be considered the background and what should be considered the foreground here. And I can increase the size of my brush if I want to get a little busier with this. And let's say I selected too much, same thing, I could go back and go to my minus now and select the white. And it's basically using artificial intelligence to determine what I should keep and what I shouldn't. But it's not always going to be the brightest, yeah. It's intelligent, but it's not always correct. All right, and here I'm gonna go to tell it to use the cloud to detect again and see if it does a better job detecting my little moon back there. And it did not. Let me add it back. And I'd rather add my moon back than try to remove the background like we did the first time because I feel like it made my image look a little rougher than I wanted. There we go. Now, another tool that you can use here is Magic Wand. And as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and tell this, yes, this is a selection that I want. And then I'm going to add a background color. Let's say we're doing this on a black shirt. I'm going to add a new layer and just delete. Oh, there we go. All right. So I just moved this layer mask there. What you can do is you can take your magic wand tool and you can turn it on to contiguous, means it is touching stuff that well, it's selecting the parts that are touching. And see how it's grabbing all that for me? All right, then I can select the layer mask area here and tell it that I want to do layer mask here. Let's delete this existing layer mask. And then I'm going to select the inverse of it and go back to my selected mask. And that seems a lot better to me. And then that way I feel like I can better go in here and get the rest of this white here. So now I can select minus here. I'm gonna make this brush size a little bit smaller. And I can get into those little white details a little bit better and clean that up a little bit more. And as you can see, like I said, this, just because you can do AI artwork does not mean it's going to be officially clean for you. You're going to have to understand some ways to clean things up, make it easier, make it better. And obviously it's going to take some practice as well. It was a little too small. Here we go. And this is still using artificial intelligence to tell where it should blur it out and where it shouldn't. And if you want to get much more precise, especially if you're doing hard cuts like this, then what you want to be using is the pen tool. All right, so I'm going to leave this as such because I don't want to play with it too much, but I would absolutely, either I would clean this up by, here, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Let's go ahead and let that be the layer mask. So the way that I would clean this up, if I knew I was printing this on a black shirt, I would use my pen tool, and this is why I want y'all to get good with the pen tool. And I would take my pen tool, and I would either cut that off completely, and what I'm doing is I'm creating this roundness here. Zoom out a little bit. And I'm going to create a selection here. And then on the layer mask, I can use my paintbrush tool, and I'm going to increase the size of my brush. Make sure that black is in the foreground here. And I'm actually going to make this brush a lot bigger. And see how I can clean that up. And then you could do the same thing the opposite way. You could actually go inside of here and you could clean up in between these branches. But I would gauge that that's not what you want to do. So again, get used to using your pen tool. And I'll just do roughly the outside here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm clicking and dragging. And I need to be zoomed in more than that. But clicking and dragging allows you to make smooth selections with your pen tool. Cleaning that up. Close that up. And then, oh, I didn't close it up. Here's my closing. And then I'm going to turn that into a selection. Hit OK. Make sure I'm not selected on the artwork, but that I'm on the layer mask. I'm going to grab my paintbrush here. Another thing is you can just hit delete. And if you have the white in the foreground, when you hit delete, it'll fill it in completely with black instead of using the paintbrush tool. All right, all right. All right, so we are going to rock with this as our background image. I'm going to pull it behind the witch here and then go ahead and go Control D to deselect. So now I have my background image there. I have my witch as the foreground image here. And see how all the colors are kind of going together as if I made all of this for a set. All right, so now maybe I'll put the cauldron in front. And I feel like because I'm putting this cauldron in front, I feel like my flame is cut out a little janky. And I want to add a little bit more of like a gradiated edge to that instead of a hard edge. So let's do, I'm going to bring the size of my brush down a little bit, but keep it nice and soft. And then on the layer mask, I'm going to have white selected. And then I can add just a little bit. And really what I should have done is changed my opacity to a little bit lower so that it just adds a little bit of that glow around it. And I definitely should be using a little bit smaller brush, but I'm being lazy here. And it's bringing back just a little bit of that image where the white was behind it. So it's not so harsh. But that's all, folks. We could also take that particular area and play with the blend modes there. Like we can choose a blend mode of lighten in that area, just where the smoke is. I mean, just where the flame is. We can play with that as well, but then we're gonna keep it on normal. It's not that bad. But me personally, I would play with that blend mode and I would multiply that fire until the flame looks like it was actually a part of that image. All right. Let's see if you wanted to add some words to this and maybe even, let me change the size of this cauldron. I think it's a little too big. And I'm going to take my background image, pull it down just a little bit here. And that way, to me, it looks more like a compilation image there. And then also, if I wanted to be able to change out my witch here, then I can turn this one off. Let's turn my cauldron off real quick. And same thing here. Let's go to one of our selection tools. Let's go to the cloud selection and select subject. And we're going to go ahead and go to select a mask. Again, it leaves that little white there and I can't stand it. I'm going to go to refine hair and see if it removes a little more of that white. It did, but it also removed some of my hat that I don't like here. So I'm going to add some of the hat back right here because I need that hat in there. And then I'm going to remove just a little bit of this outside of here. There we go. All right. And of course, I'm going to fade off the bottom of this image because I really don't appreciate that hard line at the edge there. So if I'm doing this DTF, though, you have to be careful. You can't just fade it off and think that it's going to look right. If it's a part of this combined image, that's going to be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to group it, create a new layer mask for this entire group. And then I'm going to use my paintbrush here. And I'm doing Control Alt, and then I'm dragging it to the right to make it bigger. Make sure that black is selected. And right now my opacity is only 33%. I'm gonna crank it back up to 100 and fade that bad boy off. Okay, and then of course I can drag this below, turn my cauldron back on, and I have a combined image here. So that is what I wanted to show y'all tonight, how you can create different types of images with the same type of style of prompt so that they all look like they're cohesive. So one part doesn't look like a cartoon, another part looks like a 3D Pixar, and another one looks like it was watercolor, right? Those are all different styles. So we will play with that on Monday as far as creating some images together for Christmas, because we're getting ready for our Shopify challenge for Christmas. And I want y'all to have images ready to go. So that was our hour for tonight. Oh, Destiny, you learned a DTF fade off the hard way? Yes, baby. I would even suggest that you have some brushes or some techniques for doing more of the halftone look if you did want it to look faded off, because then it gives you some meat to hold on to while that DTF is trying to print. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy says, another great class, learned a lot. I hope so. And I hope that I want to see you all applying this stuff too. I really, 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 really want to see you applying this stuff. Who has an expression? What can we say on this one? Come on, jump on in that boot camp on Monday, Destiny. We need you in there. And the thing is, like, the more people that come to the boot camp on Monday, the better, because the more people we have, the more images we generate. So invite your friends to come. If your friends have never done any type of AI artwork before, don't worry, you know I got them. And we're going to do some AI together. So let's see. Let's get some ideas of good old Etsy. Let me type in on Etsy. I'm going to type in Halloween which PNG. And I'm going to see if there's some expressions for us over here. Let's see, let's see. Which way to the wine? And here's the thing, like, okay, let's do which is brew. I love that. So let's say we wanted to take this theme, which way to the wine, and do something a little different with that. I know I was supposed to let y'all go. I was supposed to let y'all go. But I feel like let's take this image here. Let's see if we can do. Oh, not describe. Oh, I forgot. I guess I'll show y'all to describe when we do the boot camp, because I wanted to show you how you can input images and it can describe the way that the image looks and help you create images that look like something that you're wanting to use as inspiration. But we're not doing describe right now. We're doing imagine. And what are we going to do? Okay, so let's use this prompt. Let's say holding a wine glass, and then let's still do the same, everything else the same. Let's see what happens. Hi, I like it. Felicia says her face looks like witch, please. I love that. And see, that's what I want y'all to get creative with, especially whether you see it or not. Like, look, now we got a witch holding a wine glass. So it should, this one holding two wine glasses. So it's, and I love this one right here. She looks like she is bad. All right, so let's go to our option here, and which way to the wine, right? Which way to the wine? Doesn't that, like, that gives you like more imaginative vibes there, versus just this text here? And I'm sure you could do the text too. You could do the text and you could do that screen printed, or you could do that DTF. Okay. I'm just giving y'all options. That's all. Okay. And also doing things that make your stuff stand out. I really, my whole goal throughout this whole thing, like, I have actually sacrificed a lot of producing big orders like I used to produce, and doing big projects like that, because I really want to focus on helping you all grow your skill set. And I focus my energy on learning the cutting edge stuff so that I can bring to the community. So if y'all want me to continue doing that, I want y'all to show up to the boot camps, and not just show up to the boot camps. I want you to show out. I want you to show others what you're working on, what you're producing. Show them how much work you're getting done, how helpful the boot camps are, so that we can continue to show up in this live capacity. Because I realize y'all get more done when we're live. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so Destiny Thomas, I just knew you were gonna say, "Give me a 100 if you want more." Destiny, listen, y'all gonna be doing AI artwork. I know every time I play with y'all with AI artwork, y'all stay up all night. So I already know this is what y'all are gonna be up to. All right, so that was the same prompt. I'll give you exactly this prompt. So this was the same exact prompt. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a couple more tips before I leave then. Okay. So here's that prompt. Customer happiness, if you would put that into, the only thing that I added was holding a wine glass. That's it. Okay. Let's see. Another thing I could do, craft to quit. I could add you to this server. So literally, as long as you have Midjourney, you can upscale whatever you want. You could copy my prompts. You could use my prompt to regenerate. Let's say, for instance, you like this one, and this is number 3. Let's say you want to upscale number 3. You'll be able to upscale number 3 even if I didn't upscale it, as long as you're inside of here. So I'm gonna start. You like that idea, Tamika? So what I'll do, I'll have customer happiness. They can invite you into this particular server. And every time that we do something like this, you'll have access to the server. Now, when we do our class on Monday, it'll be a different server. And then whoever's in that class will have access to that server. So basically, as long as we're generating artwork together, um, whatever you have access to at that time, then I'll leave the server open. Okay. Okay, y'all like that idea. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So I will show you how to describe. I wanted to show you. Okay, first, let me do one more thing before I show you how to describe. I'm gonna take this same exact prompt and I'm gonna show you there's a difference between the versions of Midjourney. So let's say you feel like it's giving you like way too much detail and you want to go back to like an older version of Midjourney. Sometimes it's a little too artistic. I want you to understand that there's some settings in here and you can change these settings. So right now I have it on stylized high. I can change it to stylized medium or low. I can even put it in raw mode if I want it to be like more like standard photography. Matter of fact, let's do that. Let's put it in raw mode. And the only thing I would have to do is let me just take the beginning of this prompt because I'm saying watercolor and watercolor isn't photographic. So let me just do this. Halloween, beautiful black female witch holding a wine glass. Okay. And I'll put it in raw mode and I'll still do imagine. Okay. So since I changed it to raw mode, it's still using the 5.2 model. And let's see if it gives me more of a photograph. Okay, let's give it a little moment there. Okay. And here's another thing. If I type in, I'm going to go back to my settings. You see how it's the same kind of prompt, but it's giving me different stuff. I'm going to go back. I'm getting excited, y'all, and I'm not supposed to be on past 9 o'clock. All right. Let me show y'all a couple more tips. So I'm going to change. It's going to stay in 5.2. I'm going to take off the raw mode. I'm going to leave it on stylized high. And I'm going to put forward slash and I'll put photo. Ooh, I'll put imagine first, of course. And then I'm going to put in the word photo of. And then I'm going to put the same prompt. Okay. And it should give me more photorealistic details. All right, next. You see how now it's a photo? Y'all see what we can do here? It's developing, but look at what we could do here. Imagine your photo shoots. Y'all don't even want me to show you. Y'all want me to show y'all something? I wasn't supposed to show y'all this. This is a whole nother class we're going to be working on together, but I'll give y'all a sneak peek tonight. So I'm going to say beautiful, and then I'm going to do mixed race female, witch holding a wine glass. And then I'm going to show you how we can do a little something here. Okay. Let that finish loading. Meanwhile, let me find a photo of myself somewhere on this drive. Now this has been what I've been playing with. This is in I plan on us having a whole class. I want to get the best practices right for this because it does take a little bit of clean work. Where did I put my photo of me? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna have to use a photo. Uh, where'd I put it? Yeah, my downloads folder is so incredibly crazy right now. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to list my ID of who I have on my face swap, and I have Shannon. So what I'm going to do is I am going to select Shannon. So I'm going to set ID to Shannon, Shanon. Okay. And then let's say I want to upscale number 3. So I'm upscaling 3. Beautiful, beautiful model. But I'm going to take her and I am going to go swap her out for me. And let's see what it looks like. Boom, there's your girl. With a little makeup on. Isn't that fun? Listen, I know we stayed up late tonight and I'm getting into some stuff I'm not supposed to be getting into right now. But who wants to do a Halloween photo shoot with me? So this is what I suggest. So we could do that. So this Monday, every Monday, we're going to do something different with AI. I want y'all to be excited about AI. I want y'all to know how y'all can use it to make money. I want you to know that you could tell other people like, hey, I could take your photo and turn it into X, Y, and Z. I want y'all to know all the different ways you can make money with this, but we got to work. The work has to work. Okay. That would be love. Matter of fact, I don't even have to wear a costume. I could just post this on Facebook and Instagram, and everybody would think I went trick or treating. All right, but and I want y'all to know that you could do this for character styles too. Let's see. Let's say I want to take this one, and I want to swap the face out for this one. It does better with photos than it does with some of the cartoon and watercolor characters, but it can still work. Boom, your girl's in there like swimwear. All right, so we ain't getting all into that tonight, but I just want to let y'all know that we are going to have some fun with AI. We're going to create artwork that not only will we enjoy doing, but we'll be able to create a revenue stream with. Okay. To the working doc, that is a great idea. Okay. So I'll pull it off screen and we'll add it to the working doc. Let me see. Let me pull it off screen real quick. Y'all, it maybe have a little bobblehead, like my neck too skinny. And this is the thing too. So I have to put in plus size because everything on Mid Journey is gonna be all slim, trim, and like runway model size. So I have to put in plus size when I generate stuff so that it can be more of a voluptuous figure. And then that way my head don't look like a big old bobblehead on a little skinny neck. You know, like the Barbie when you pull the head off the Barbie almost, like not all the way off the Barbie, but you pull the head of the Barbie to the top and it just look like you got a long skinny neck and a big old head. That's what my AI artwork looks like unless I put in plus size in the prompt. So that's a little. Destiny, I can't. Destiny said, yeah, it's biased for sure because she be putting in big belly, booty, and chubby face and plus size. I ain't gonna lie, I had to put in big belly one time. I can't with y'all today. I'm laughing and crying at the same time. All right, what was I getting ready to do? Add y'all to the server. Let me add Craft to Quit to this server. Let me see invites. I can create one. Let me create an invite. Send. Now listen, if y'all in Craft to Quit, don't be giving away resources because I ain't even got to talk to Craft to Quit because I already know y'all ain't sharing no resources. Y'all pay to be here. Y'all not trying to get nobody else the free 99 ticket to be here. Y'all go ahead and see right now. Click on that link. And Desi says at all. Amen. Amen. So I don't even have to talk to y'all about not sharing resources and stuff because I know that when you pay for a resource in order to keep it elite, you do want to make sure that that you don't water that down. So y'all see, oh, I hear y'all already. Hold on. What? Okay. Let me see if y'all in my server. Y'all in my server. It's giving me some kind of noise right now. So what you could do is if you have this one, if you don't have this bot, it's a different class. Do y'all want to do let's do that next Monday. So this Monday, because this Monday coming up, let me go through what we're going to go over. So this Monday, we're doing the faux embroidery. And let me take y'all through. Um, um, I got so many things planned for y'all. So this is what I want y'all to do for my craft to quit. I'm going to let you all help me decide what we do next. So what we're already doing is we're taking and we're doing embroidered images. So the embroidered images are really all the rage right now. For Wednesday class, y'all saw that we did a little embroidery. See how it makes the image look embroidered as it generates? So we're going to generate a whole bunch of embroidered images together on Monday. So we should have everything embroidered that we could think of. Okay. That's what we're doing this upcoming Monday. After that, I'm going to give y'all option 1 or option 2. Option 1 would be learning how to do the face swap so that we could basically do photo shoots. So we could do holiday photo shoots. And that would be option 1. So holiday photo shoots would be like, hey, I could do a photo shoot of, a little boy as a nutcracker, and then we can change out the image. Or we can do an image of, let's say it's a little girl as a Coco Melon character, and then you can change out their faces. So that would be option 1. Option 2 would be if you all, what else was it I said I wanted to do? Create Christmas backdrops. So I have some of those, some backgrounds, and this would be, I hear y'all joining my stuff. You see some of the backdrops that I created here. So basically, I would definitely want to upscale these, but you can actually print these off as backdrops and use those as like real deal photo backdrops, or you can use them as digital backdrops if you are creating your own images there. Okay. So which one? So one would be if we wanted to learn how to do the character photo shoot swapping out faces. That'd be one. And then 2 would be creating all of these beautiful backdrops and sceneries for Christmas thing. Oh, y'all want that face swap. I love it. I love it. So, and technically, I think I'm going to do 3, maybe even 4 Christmas related AI classes so that we're totally we're totally ready for the Christmas season. So everything we're doing this upcoming season, we want to make sure that we're getting our Shopify stores ready to sell, ready to blast off. Okay. So I'm just showing y'all some of these things that I've been coming up with. Okay. And then we are going on to Christmas. I already gave y'all some of these things. We did that on Wednesday. Halloween. Was making some stuff here. Y'all, I've been working. Ooh, and let's face it. All right, let's do it. Let's face it then. So this Monday we're doing did you all get a chance to see what we did Wednesday in class? Because I'm telling you, those embroidered images are going to set your Etsy and your Shopify stores apart because people are doing them with sublimation and DTF. They're not actually doing the embroidery, so it's not like it's creating an embroidery file, but it's giving you an embroidery effect, which makes your image stand out against everything else that's there. Just like we did today when we created the witch image with the wine. Why not upgrade the experience? Why not take the common themes and the common expressions and make them really outstanding? All right, so I gave y'all extra 22 minutes of my time. And it sounds like you all are getting into the room too. Oh yeah, I see y'all showing up on the side over here. Cool, cool. And like I said, you could go in there and you can use your mid journey. Hold on, what is this? Enable boost progress bar and okay, I guess I'll let y'all boost. I guess. Oh, let me save the changes. All right. Let me close out. Okay. So So what we'll do is each time we do our Monday AI artwork, then we will have a separate channel. So basically, you will be invited to that channel as long as you are in that session. Okay. We're gonna have a session every Monday. So no longer will Mondays be dreaded. Now we're gonna be looking forward to Mondays. Y'all get your little your tea, your wine, your water, or whatever y'all want to enjoy yourselves on Monday, and we're gonna have fun just like we did today. Okay. Which way to the wine? Shauna, do me a favor. If you have a picture of your aunt right now, can you drop it into the can you drop it in here? If you hit this plus sign and you go upload file and you upload a photo of yourself. Let me see. Let me see if who I got in here. Who I got in here. So upload a photo of yourself. I'm gonna upload Nancy. Okay. So do it. If you do it right now, I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna show you. So that's Nancy, and I'm gonna take this image right here, and I'm gonna add Nancy. Okay. So oops, I forgot to add an image. So I want to set an ID. Oh no, not I don't want to set that. I actually need to install this ID. So I need to save the ID, take that image, drop it right here. Copy the link. Oh no, I gotta drag this one in. Let me open it in browser. And then there we go. And then I have to put the name in there. There we go. All right, so now take this one and we switch out Nancy. There's Nancy. Ooh, bye-bye, Nancy. Let's go, Coach Nancy. Let's go. All right, so that is a little demo. If you could drop Aunt's picture in there, I'll do it real quick. Otherwise, I'm gonna let y'all go. Okay, Shauna, you got it? Okay. All right, Shauna. And then let me see if I do the cartoon version. Let that go. Yep, every Monday it will be $27. Felicia, you're in our accelerator program. So I'm gonna let accelerator in there as default. Okay. So Felicia, you won't have to worry about that. Okay. All right, there you go, Nancy. Go on with your wine with your bad self. Go ahead. All right, so you're welcome, love. And Shauna, let me see if you got the picture. Oh, there we go. Now, which one is on, left or right? Because what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to isolate the image. So y'all definitely, it's the one in the blue suit. Okay, got you. Let me let this load up on the right. And the reason why I'm opening it in browser so that I could get the full scale. If you don't open it in browser, it's gonna upload a smaller image version of it. So y'all give me just a moment while that is uploading. And I'm gonna close out some of these windows here. Meanwhile. And also for anybody on the YouTube side, y'all can, or even in the room right now, I have like if you Instagram us, a DM Instagram us, the AI, then it sends you like a few of my latest AI artwork for free. So you can definitely go to Instagram, type in Dr. Shanon, and I'll go ahead and drop that link. And y'all, you could do this in here in the Craft to Quit room too. And then that way you'll receive the free AI images, and then also you'll get notified of when we do our next AI class, what the theme is that we're going to be working on, so you can be prepared for it. Oh, 80th birthday party. All right. So let's see. Let me go ahead and save her image because it finally loaded, because this is a big image. Let's go ahead and download that image. And let's go ahead and open it up in Photoshop. It's still downloaded. And let me save this for you all. For Craft to Quit. Let's go AI Witch. And this would be PSD. All right. I'll save that for y'all for Craft to Quit, so you all would have this. So you can play with it in dragging these things around. Oh, we didn't do any text on here. What text did you want to put on there? So Shauna, so this is her 80th birthday party. What text were we going to put on there? And let me go ahead and open up our image here. See, Craft to Quit. Y'all in the Zoom room got me doing a little extra work. I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you. And customer happiness, if you would let folks know on YouTube, I know they're not in the Zoom room, but let them know to DM me on Instagram, give them that link, and let them know to DM me the word AI, and I'll send them some free AI artwork. I sent them a couple of the ones that we did tonight, but Craft to Quit is going to get they're on the server, and y'all can get the whole collection of it. All right. So let's see. I'm going to close down some stuff. We'll keep this file open, so we'll play with this one. And I'll save this one. All right, so, oh, you dropped it already? Perfect. I appreciate that. Customer happiness. And I think what was some of the stuff we were doing? Go ahead and open this image. Oh, this image is huge. It's 8.3. So this is a good size image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get just her face alone. And this is going to be a good size image here. And then I'll do save as. I'm going to save this as aunts. Okay. Now I'm giving y'all all kind of extra juice tonight. All right, all right. So then I'm going to go ahead and load her up here. Oops, I meant to save her as PNG. There we go. There, and then I'm going to save her as aunts. All right, so aunts loaded up. Now, I feel like Aunt might want to be a little more conservative over here on this side. So let's. Now, how does she feel about being the Halloween, like in the Halloween and the witch? Because I know my granny would be like, yeah, don't put her in no witch's costume. She don't even let us, like when we was kids, we couldn't dress up as no witch. She thought the Pokemon was the devil. Listen. So I want to make sure we represent her in a good light. So is that okay for, is she lighthearted where she would be good with that? All right, because we don't have to do the Halloween thing, but I think it'd be cool to put it in there. All right. She'd be fine with it. Cool, cool. All right. So here's the other thing too. What I would also do is I would create a character that is closer in style and look to whoever that means skin tones, hair, all of that. I would describe that character first and then bring the image in there. So for instance, let's go with, and she is, I would say, I think she could go with this one because what I do is first I check skin tone because you don't want it to like make skin tones really off. So I think she could go with this skin tone. Let's go ahead and change her out for this one. Whoop. She's gonna love that. Look at her. Sheesh. Okay, I'm gonna bring her over here and I'm gonna go ahead and save this image. Y'all see? Now you can also tell it, let's say we wanted to do, maybe you want to do like silver hair. So what we could do is we could take that same prompt that we did to generate earlier. Okay, so I could take that same prompt and paste it here. And we can do photo of. And then what we can do is put silver hair. And then I'm going to put silver, long, flowing hair. And then we could even put her age. If I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna put her age because she looks so good for her age. I don't want it to give me anything but her level of beauty right now. Okay. Ooh, it didn't give me my hat. Where's my witch hat? It just forgot all about that. It just showed me the long, beautiful hair. All right, and this is the thing too. So with my prompts, because I had the long flowing hair before, let's put witch hat, and then I'm gonna put beautiful witch. Okay, and let's see if it gives us our witch hat back. Because it focused a lot on the hair, but that hair is gorgeous. Thank you, Felicia. Yeah, I did my Santa image on there. I have fun with that too. Yeah, I've been having fun over here with AI. I'm not even gonna lie. Ooh, okay, okay, okay. I'm going to go with, I think we could go with any of these. Let's go with one. And see, the other thing is y'all can upscale. Like if I upscale one, since you're on my server, you can go and upscale number two if you like to. All right, so you could do that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and swap her out there. Ooh, come on. Come on, gorgeous. I'm gonna upscale. This is number 3. So let's upscale number 3. And I'm just having fun here. Mhm. Mashonda, I'm not sure. If you clicked on the invite link and you don't see the server, you should see a server. It should have a picture of me as an AI character. And it should say Innate Academy AI in action. And then this particular one, I don't know if you're getting into the whole server or just this particular one here. Let me know what y'all see. Do you only see the Craft to Quit Halloween or do you see some of these other ones? All right, love. So listen, we almost spent a whole extra hour together. So Shauna, you should be in there in the server. I want you to download those images, have fun with them. Let's upscale one more just to have fun with that. Ooh, wee! She's gonna have fun. All right, so you got it. All right, so you are in there like swimwear. So I haven't put down these particular steps yet, even for myself, because I've been playing with it and learning it. But access the server in the working document, there's a link to the server. And that one, I'll have to go back and get the link to the face swap. Because let me see. Y'all just gonna get it all out of me tonight, ain't you? Ain't you? Didn't I tell y'all I was gonna be out for tonight? Let me see if I can find it. Because you have to pay for this one. It's not free. But I'm trying to see. Let me see if I can find a link for y'all real quick. And I'll share that with you. This one. All right, there it is. So I think there used to be 2 memberships. Yeah, there's 2 memberships. There's a basic and there's a pro. So I'm gonna put that customer happiness, if you would. My coaches say that I gotta put that in when y'all. So craft to quit, y'all to get that, but everybody else, y'all get that when y'all come to the class. Okay, we'll do a face swap class. Craft to quit, y'all got it. Okay, it's in the working document. All right, that's why you need to be in craft to quit. It's where it's at. I don't care if you get to watch for free on YouTube. You get the perks by being in the room. Okay. So there is a pro and a basic level of that. Okay. All right, so y'all done worked enough out of me tonight. I done did a whole extra hours worth of work because I miss my craft of quitters. And I really do want to see y'all excel and have fun with this thing called creativity. All right. So I love you and I appreciate you dearly. And until next time, bye. Good night. Good night. Good night, y'all.